Welcome. This is the Blurred AF. I'm Blue Minati. That's Mika G. It's two of us right now. We got one more coming on later on. Where Dre Mac at? Where he at?
I know y'all probably like, where Dre? Oh my God,
Everybody
where's Dre at?
No, we just got us two for right now. We have a special guest in the building today. We will be interviewing Nelson J. Davis, aka Mr. Tubi. So if y'all got questions in the chat, if y'all want to ask him questions, please put your comments into the chat. And without further ado, I'm going through Dre stuff. I gotta find his, you know what I'm saying?
What is this button?
I know, right? That's what I'm looking for. Where is it at? Where is it at? I hope this is it. Please do it.
What does this button do?
Gotta turn our background music on.
All right. We have coming to the stage Mr. J. Davis, aka Mr. Tubi. Over 30, I want to say 30 movies on
31
Tubi?
movies on Tubi that you can watch for free right now.
Tubi. He is out here working.
Actor, producer, writer, director, model. He's selling Frito-Lay snacks after the show today, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm just saying.
Bring him to the stage. Let's bring him up, y'all.
Oh man, that was like the dopest introduction ever right there. How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, what's good, man? I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm here with y'all right now, so I'm doing great.
Let's have some fun. We're gonna
hang out with y'all a little bit, you know.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. What's up, Robin? How you doing? Yes. All right, Mika, go ahead and start us off. Where you want to start at with Mr. Tubi?
I want to start off by saying I just want to name some of the projects that you have done, so that people can get just a little background into some of the 31 movies that you have on Tubi right now.
You need to call him Mr. Baskin and Robbins is what he should be.
Okay, 32 flavors around here. Okay.
Hey, it's fitting. The number is fitting.
So some of the work that you have done is The Assistant, Secure the Bag 1 and 2, which Blue was watching part 2 before we even got on. So you've also did Sudden Passion and Diary of a Unicorn. So my first question would be, what drew you to working on projects like the movies that you have and putting them on platforms like Tubi?
Okay. Well, I've always wanted to make movies ever since I was a kid. Like, I was a kid, I kid you not, when I was in like maybe third or fourth grade, I was a kid running around the neighborhood with a video camera, like trying to make movies. So I mean, this is always in me. It's like I want to make movies, and I was inspired by a lot of movies that I probably had no business watching at the time, but I was inspired nonetheless. As far as just to move fast forward to Tubi. I mean, I've been doing movies, quite a while on different platforms, but Tubi is the wave right now. But I mean, I remember when it used to be, what Redbox was the thing. I was in movies that were in Redbox, and then after Redbox, it was Amazon Prime, and then at one point it was Walmart. So Tubi is the wave right now. At one point in time, it was even YouTube. So I guess the motivation is just to get it out to the masses. So whatever the popping platform is at the moment, that's the motivation to get it there so that people can check it out. You know what I mean?
So you don't have movies on pretty much every streaming platform except for Netflix now.
Well, what's funny is I actually was on Netflix before, but I was myself. Well, the first time I was on Netflix, I was myself. I had a small stint in reality TV, so I was on the dating show. I was the winning bachelor on the show, but
And what show was this?
It was called It Takes a Church. It was produced by GSN. It was actually from the same producers that produced Honey Boo Boo.
What?
So, and it's funny when I got on the show though, because they actually reached out to me on Instagram. I was like, this can't be real. I'm just like, no, this isn't. And they was like, and back then we didn't have DMs. Back then is when you had to go to the old post and you put in the comments because we didn't have no inbox. So that used to be the old hopping in the DM back then. Like you go to their first post where ain't nobody looking no more.
Right. Yeah.
And they were like, email us, we're interested. I'm just like, no, I'm not looking for love. I'm being real. I'm like, I'm not looking for love. They was like, but we like your look. You be good on the show, yada yada yada. I'm just like, all right. Like, I might get some fans on the show. Maybe I'll come in second. I didn't think I was gonna win, but so to answer your question, I know I went kind of left. I have been on Netflix before, but I was myself, and I was on a show called Wicked Attraction, which was also on Netflix for a little bit. It's a reenactment show that comes on the ID channel. It had a run on Netflix some years back. So I've been on Netflix a few times.
Okay. He been everywhere, y'all.
Yeah,
see, y'all trying to just call him Mr. Tubi in this small window, and he Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything. That's
it's crazy though. I mean, I embrace that, but even right now, like I have movies on several platforms. Like I have movies on Peacock, have movies on the Roku channel, Prime. Tubi. Everybody's on Tubi right now. So
okay, Blue, you got something?
Being on Tubi, and I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I'm gonna just go ahead. The bad press that Tubi gets, how does that affect you when it comes to doing Tubi movies? They're like, oh, that's a Tubi movie, Tubi this. Oh, look at what Tubi done did today, y'all. Know what I'm saying? How does that affect you? What do you think about that?
They kill me with that. If that's what keeps them talking, then it is what it is. But I'm just like, the same as that. It's silly sometimes because there are some movies out there that are only on Tubi. So I mean, they make movies like just for Tubi, but every single project that I have is on more than just Tubi. To be honest, I don't think I have a single movie, well, none that I produce anyway, that's just on Tubi.
On Tubi.
But I mean, it's funny because I say that the whole Tubi culture, they're kind of starting to turn into almost like the World Star audience. It's like they go in looking for certain things.
Yeah,
it's almost like if you don't have certain things wrong, then it's not going to get talked about. It's like that's what they want to see for whatever reason. Like,
yeah, because you don't go in looking to say, okay, let me make a Tubi movie. Like, let me make this film or let me make this project strictly for Tubi. You looking to you put it on Tubi, Peacock, Prime, whatever,
right.
all the platforms. And let me preface that question by saying, is there anything in the contract to say, hey, we can only go here?
Okay, like, that's a good question though. I've had a few movies that I've done, and my distributor, they have negotiated deals where Tubi gets like an exclusive window. So like when a movie's like really dope, Tubi will be like, hey, I want the exclusive rights. So I mean, I've had maybe like 6 movies, I think, where it's a good look though. It's like they're called Tubi exclusives, and it'll be exclusive to Tubi for like the first 30 days. Like that's the only place that you can find it, which works out good because it's like you're on the forefront of the platform. Like, hey, the only place you can see this is here exclusively on Tubi, so it's a good look. But other than that, I work with some pretty good people in business, and they realize, Tubi is a huge platform, and I'm very much thankful for it. But it's just so many other places that you know what I mean, that you can reach other audiences. Like I've had movies on Samsung TV, Vizio TV, like pretty much all the TV brand TVs have movies on there, whether it be in their library or whether it air live. It's just so many different places. DVDs aren't even dead. I have movies that are on DVD, and you can go check them out at the public library.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's just all about just being everywhere.
So what do you find rewarding about the creative process as a director / producer for these movies?
I love entertaining people, and anybody that's a fan of my work knows I like to shock them. Like I'm all about the plot twist. Like people will go in, like, okay, so what's gonna be the plot twist? Like I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a plot twist. So I'd like to say I have a formula, but it's still not predictable. Like it's certain elements of my films that you can expect, but they're all different. and I just really look forward to hearing and seeing those reactions. Like that's what I live for. Like we'll be on set, I'm like, oh, they're gonna say this about this scene and like this about that scene, and like once you start to connect with your audience, you kind of know like what they like, and that's the rewarding part. Is like, okay, you found like your niche, or the road that you're going down, and it's kind of like, okay, you're feeding that audience what they want, but it still be different. So that's the rewarding part. Is this, I guess, the reaction, plot twist. I'm all about the plot twist.
So what does your audience want? Just a plot twist, or is it more?
I mean, I mean, the plot twist is definitely the part of the Nelson J. Davis experience. You know what I'm saying? Because I primarily do thrillers. I do like erotic thrillers or sexy thrillers. So they want the plot twist. They want the dash of sex and just unpredictable, just shocking. Definitely, it's definitely a formula, but I can't say the recipe. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might try to get it, but it's definitely there.
So we got our first question from the chat, from Robin. She's asking, do you write most of your films?
A majority of them I have written. I do work on other people's projects as just an actor, but I've written quite a bit of films myself. At this point, I want to say it's almost like a 60-40, probably 60% of the ones that I wrote, the other 40% I'm just the actor in.
That's a nice clip.
I was going to say that's a nice chunk. So, go ahead, Blue.
Oh no, I was gonna get back technical. I'm on the technical side of things. So with you doing a lot of fast TV, like you said, the Tubis, Pluto TV, Samsung TV, Vizio, is that and I guess I'm at, because I act too. I got a couple things on Tubi myself, you know what I'm saying? But is that the best way to go, especially as a producer, director? Because I'm not looking at it from the actor side of things, but like if I wanted to do a film or a project, I put it on Tubi. What fast services is the best service, do you think? Is it Tubi? Is it Pluto TV? Is it what's the other one? Crackle, Vizio, whatever, Samsung TV, you know what I'm saying? Like what would you think is, or how do you feel with those services?
That's a very good question. And that's an ongoing investigation, as I call it. But the thing is, certain genres and certain types of movies just do well on certain platforms. I noticed, like, for an example, I feel that a horror movie would do much better on Amazon Prime than on Tubi, because I feel like that audience isn't really looking for that. So it's just kind of like I feel like each platform, certain movies work better for. Like, it might even be a situation like, certain movies take off on YouTube. YouTube isn't dead. People are monetizing quite well off of YouTube, but certain types of movies, it might be a faith-based movie that might take off on YouTube, because in order to monetize, you can't do certain things. You can't have certain things on YouTube or in your strike, versus like a Tubi or a certain platform that's not as sensitive to certain types of content, content ratings,
due to like the guidelines and everything at YouTube.
Right. So I mean, to be honest, I don't think that. I feel like each film is individual. I look at each film like a business, to be honest. It's like, it's not really a cookie cutter type of thing. It's like, okay, I have this film and I feel that it's going to do well on this platform. Like, for an example, I feel like a lot of holiday movies might do better on like the Roku channel, because that audience is more like that Hallmark type audience, where I feel like a Tubi is more like that, I want to say like a BET. Like, it's just like each one, they attract a different type of viewer.
Right.
And different films are just going to perform differently across the different platforms. So that's why I say the best way is just to be on as many as possible. I mean, from a business standpoint, I mean, every view, every piece of revenue is revenue. Rather it be $100 here, $100 there from this one, or you might get thousands from this one. You know? I don't want to miss out on 100.
Right.
I don't blame you.
I feel you.
I feel you. I don't blame you at all. Shoot, I have my list. So speaking of genres, since you mentioned that,
Okay.
Is there any specific genre or theme that you haven't explored yet that you would like to tackle in your future projects? Like, horror
Definitely.
movies.
Right. I have done a horror movie. I did one.
Dollface.
Yes.
I watched that one too.
Yeah. So that I did that one, and that was kind of like my example. Just to touch on that just for a second, that movie didn't do as well on Tubi as it did on Amazon Prime, which was weird because you would think everybody's going to Tubi, so that's why I'm like certain movies just do well on certain platforms. But to answer your question, not to go too far left, I'd like to do like some sci-fi fantasy type stuff. I haven't really done that, so I'd like to tap into that, but it just has to be the right project. I don't want it to be like corny or cheesy or cheap, but I like to do that. I'd like to tap into that genre, but I want it to be something dark still. Like it's dark, but it's more like a sci-fi fantasy versus like just a regular thriller.
You want to just act in, or you want to produce in
both?
Both.
Yeah. I mean, if the opportunity comes up to act in one first, I'm down for that too. But that's what I'm all about, creating my own opportunities. If it's not there, then hey, let's get to it. I'm gonna make it happen one way or another.
Right.
Do you find it hard to direct yourself as the actor in the movie when you're the director?
No, I don't. And I also have like a good team. I have like assistant director and production assistant. I have everybody. It's a team effort. So okay. I don't really find it difficult because I usually have a specific vision to what I want. So it's have to be, two people. But I'm a Gemini, so easy.
Two people on the inside. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got another question in the chat. What's up, Raymond? Raymond says, good evening, everyone. Any chance Tubi will broadcast overseas? Prefer the UK? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know how. Do you know Tubi broadcasting overseas or anything like that?
I don't, but you know what? I'm glad you kind of brought that up. So that's the importance of being on multiple platforms, because I actually had a fan of mine actually hit me on Instagram and was like, hey, I love watching your movies, but we don't have Tubi here. I watch your movies on Plex.
Plex, yeah.
Plex.
You know what I mean? So the fact that you're everywhere, and I've recently got on a new platform, which I have one of the top movies on this called Reveal, and they're worldwide. So I'm able to reach different areas that I wasn't able to reach on Tubi, because I've been getting a lot of people from Africa watching Triple Standard, and Tubi's not available over there. So that just kind of goes back to the importance of just thinking bigger and just being everywhere,
Right. So now I see what you're saying as far as like putting your movies on even though we call you Mr. Tubi, like we're now finding out that you're Mr. International, because you're everywhere now. So I mean, I guess that would be, I'm gonna say guess. That is a great idea if you are like an aspiring director, actor, or producer. Like, get your stuff on more than one platform, so that because you never know who your fans are, and or who could be your possible fans. So that's good. So what advice do you have for somebody who's aspiring to be the next Nelson J. Davis?
I'm gonna just say, just go out and do it. And this is gonna sound so cliche, but I swear I mean it. Like, you just have to go out and do it. You can't just keep talking about it. You can't just keep dreaming about it, because you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do stuff that you regret, like years. Meaning, because you're gonna get better at what you're doing is what I'm saying. But you have to start. And I tell people that all the time. Like, you have to do it. I don't care if you got $400. Like, you gotta make a micro budget film and ask for lots of favors. Like, just get started. Like, that's my biggest advice. Just do it.
So just record it on your iPhone and go for it.
Not ideally, but it's better than nothing. But I've seen some people do some great things with their iPhones, though.
Right.
I've seen some people shoot with their iPhones and look better than people that have like expensive cameras. So it's all about finessing it.
When you are producing these films, do you crowdsource? How do you get a budget? How do you, put your budget together or get things done? Do you do guerrilla style shooting, or do you have permits and everything? How is it all done? I don't want to get in your business, but you know.
No. That's a good one. I'm glad you asked that. So my very first film, believe it or not, I came up with the budget on my own, but back then, like I was heavy on the modeling side. Like I came up with my budget from doing paint and sips. I used to do paint and sips. All the money that I did from the paint and sips, that was my first movie budget.
Hold on, can I pause you for a second? Let me pause you
Yeah.
for a second. These is regular paint and sips, right? I mean, because the movies you got might, you know what I mean? Like they just regular, right?
I didn't say it. Blue said it.
They were nude paint and sips, but you know they were classy. They were classy. And I was doing a lot of music videos back then too, like being in music videos with for artists. So like that's really how I came up with my first budget, the paint and sips in the music videos. I saved it, shot my first movie, got distribution, just been flipping it ever since. The budget, I mean, it was a smaller budget,
Right.
but you know, I flipped it and just kept going. So I mean, pretty much fund all my projects. I've never done crowdfunding. Not knocking anybody that does that, but I mean, I've never done.
Just
never done it.
What how do you go about getting actors auditions, or do people reach out to you? Do you reach out to other people? Was that a question you had, Mika?
No, yeah, that was one of my questions.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
So I usually a lot of times when I do a project, I already have like people in mind for the bigger roles. So I reach out to actors, like my friends that are actors, or a lot of people, they reach out to me now, and if I feel like they're a good fit, I'll keep them in the back of my head. And when I'm creating, I'm just like, hey, I see you as this person, and it's kind of do it like that. And then whatever roles that are left over, like the smaller parts, then I'll put like a casting call out. People submit. I tell you what, like it was love. Like the last movie I did, which it was called 3Play. It was like the most submissions I've ever had for a film, and it was crazy because I had talent from all over. Like I only wanted local hires because I didn't feel right, you know, with the budget that we had, having people come from all over. But there was a lot of people that said they were local hires, but they came from all over. Like we shot the movie in North Carolina, and we had people from California, like Chicago,
just flying in,
like just everywhere. And I'm just like, wow,
that's dope.
So
are you originally from North Carolina?
Yeah, well, I was actually born in Japan, and I've been in North Carolina since I was 4. Yeah, so my family's from North Carolina, but military, so I was born in Japan.
Okay.
At Tsugi, Okinawa.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's just. Hey, Dre.
Hey, Dre.
What is going on? What is up? What's up,
Dre?
everybody? What's going on? Mr. Nelson, aka Mr. Tubi.
He's Mr. International now.
I heard. I was.
We changed up.
I listen. I've been listening from the beginning. Congratulations with all your success, all the work you've been doing.
Appreciate it.
Very, very, very awesome and appreciative that you took the time out to get on the show tonight. So we appreciate you gracing us with your presence and dropping some knowledge and some truth bombs on us. So we really appreciate it. Well, you know, for you coming on the show. But I got a question, because I've been listening. Don't do that. We only reserve that. We only reserve that.
Go ahead.
We only reserve that when Big Lizzo's in the house. So if Big Lizzie ain't in here, we don't do that.
Not jail, but she about to have to pay some money, dog.
Exactly.
I got her. I
got no Lizzo money.
Look. First of all, I got money on her books. Don't worry about it, Lizzo. I got you, girl. Don't worry about it. But no,
that's your question.
So I know I was listening, and you were talking about, being a creative and everything. Do you think that we're going to start, you come up, you have these creations that you're doing with the stream of films that you're doing right now, you got a target audience. Do you ever think a lot of creatives is going to start moving into maybe the independent superhero genre, like the independent Black indie comics. Since we are a blurred channel, you know what I mean? I'm kind of want to talk about that. Do you think that that's a lane that you could do and move that over to Tubi or Amazon Prime?
I do that. I think it's possible. I don't know if I'd be the one to do it, but I think somebody out there can do it. But I think that's dope. The only reason I've never touched that because I feel like to make something like that really dope, you might still need a little bit more of a budget than you would if you were to make like a drama or a thriller or something like that. But I do think it's possible, especially if you have the passion for that, because it's like you start turning water into wine. Like you're gonna find a way because once you have a vision, you can make it work. Especially now, it's just so much technology and so many resources that I feel that it's possible. And I do see it happening. It just takes the right person.
Absolutely.
Maybe
I
we
think
need you. We need
Heard that,
you.
Dre?
We need
Heard
you
that?
to do it, Dre. We need you to go ahead and
Look,
do that.
I'm trying to get back into acting anyway. So, you know, and the reason why I said that because I think on the last show I was talking about there's a, you know, of course there was a movie, Mika's favorite movie, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer, because her favorite actor is in it. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's your favorite actor. Stay off me.
No. No, I'm just joking. I like Anthony Mackie, though. But
No,
you know, there's an indie comic called Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, and I believe that you don't need a huge budget, but that'd be something for one coming from an indie comic, following the storyline, and be able to put that out. And then Tubi, I believe that, and I put a question mark in the chat. Did Tubi get a bad rap for his films? You put something like that together and just make it authentic, make it, you know, as close to the source material as possible. I think that can work because you don't need a huge amount of budget for special effects or nothing like that.
Just the woods and some.
So what you waiting on?
Look for my SSI check to kick in. Just
Jesus.
Go ahead, Beacon, because you was on the road. My bad. I came in with all this thunder. You know how I do it. Look, Hugh Robinson said he'd do it.
Wasn't on a roll. I have technical questions to ask.
Sci-fi and fantasy though, right? Didn't you
Yeah,
say that?
fantasy. Yeah.
They didn't want to do sci-fi, so I mean, it might not be necessary. I mean, Harriet Tubman.
It's also horror.
That is fantasy if you think about it, but no.
Very much fantasy. But if she beating up slave masters, I gotta be in the movie.
Shout out to Herb. Herb is I work with Herb. He's a director. He does a lot of the stage play stuff that I do, and we got some things in the work. Herb, if you're gonna do it, man, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Herb.
I want to be Harriet Tubman's sidekick.
You want to be the side?
So speaking of Harriet Tubman, did y'all know that Harriet Tubman's husband name was Nelson Davis? Yeah.
Did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yourself up. Did not know that.
I saw that.
That's part of the reason why I'm adamant about going by Nelson J. Davis. If you Google Nelson Davis, that's what's gonna come up. Harriet Tubman's husband. Nelson J. Davis.
That's how I found out, which was today. I was today years old when I found that out.
See, you knew. You knew.
So what it means is you went to go Google his movies, and Harriet Tubman man came up.
I didn't know he was.
I was like, hold on, man. I know we're not interviewing this dude. Like,
hey, he came up out the water like old boy from the Lake Lanier movie.
So speaking of fan interactions, because you said that your fans sometimes reach out to you and talk to you. Do your fans often provide feedback to your movies, like let you know, like, hey, you know, I wasn't really feeling this one, or oh my god, that one scene.
Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
And how do you
people that are fans and non-fans?
Yeah, how do you take that criticism as well?
I take the good with the bad. You know, recently I've learned to tune a lot of it out, both the good and the bad, because you can't let your head get gassed up with so much good stuff. But at the same time, some people are just there to bring you down. And I've recently just been having to read a lot less, especially like being on set, because I don't like that type of stuff to affect like my energy when I'm trying to perform. So I have to take that in moderation, to be honest.
So you don't take like the comments that your fans say like, hey, this film probably would have been, your next film should go like da 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 da. Like you don't use anything that your fans suggest in your future projects.
Not really, because a lot of the times when they say things like that, it's because they don't get it. Like it usually it doesn't make sense. I mean, I respect everybody's opinion, but when they say stuff, I'm just like, when they start going way left, I'm like, well, maybe you should make that movie then. Like,
exactly. I
you
feel
use
on
that plot. I made the story I wanted to tell. If you want to tell a story, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and Mika, I was talking to Mika about it, and I was looking at your filmography. You got a Zane thing going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the Zane books.
Erotic.
You got
thriller.
the erotic thriller, the erotic romance, all of that. Is that the lane that you're in right now? You're just coasting, or are you gonna switch it up, or is this right now where we're at?
I mean, I definitely feel that I'm in that lane, but I feel like I've also done a lot within that lane, because nothing's ever the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but yeah, that's definitely.
It goes back to those plot.
Like,
your plot twists are all different.
Watching Zane's Sex Chronicles, I'm like, I want to do that one day. So
Right.
So Zane is the inspiration anyway.
It's definitely some of the inspiration.
Because I mean, we're looking at it. I'm looking at some of your stuff. I'm like, yo, this guy Zane. I don't know if y'all remember. I think Zane was on like HBO or Cinemax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know
Cinemax.
what I mean? The Zane Chronicles, and you're watching it, which is good, because you found a lane to be creative in, and you took full advantage of that. Which we don't see a lot of black erotic type of films. No, we not 50 Shades of Grey or anything like that. We don't have that. So that's an amazing lane to pick up. But do you get more criticism for just being in that lane and not branching off, or what is the criticism that you normally hear?
To be honest, it's usually, from what I've actually heard, is usually more on the positive side. Like they say that someone needs to be able to do that. People of color need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I think, just going back to the fact that, yeah, a lot of stuff is racy, a lot of skin showing, but the stories are different. And I feel like the stories are layered. It's not just sex, where I think that's where they dropped the ball at in the past with that type of stuff. It's just kind of like, a lot of it's really just been straight up soft porn, but it's just like, okay, where's the storyline?
Yeah, the storyline is he came over to fix the toilet.
Yeah, it's like, you're right. It's like softcore porn from the jump. You're like, hold on, what this is, man? And it's just a stripper and some dude getting young. That's the whole movie. You're like, okay, whatever.
Exactly.
But what is it about, though?
Right.
So I feel like I have those elements, but the story is still layered.
Kind of like in the movie Sudden Passion. Like, that one was very complex and very layered. Like, so, but it had a plot twist to it too. And yeah, the plot twist, I was like, wait, what? I was so confused. I ain't gonna say I was confused. I was just like, wow.
It makes you think.
Right. like
so I was just the actor in that one. So big ups to Bobby and Renee, people out in Vegas. That was their film. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. I like that one. Sudden Passion was good.
Let's hit the chat and hit these questions. Herb said, do you still film or work in Savannah?
In Savannah?
Yeah, have you done work in Savannah?
No, I have. I've done some work in Augusta and Atlanta. I think that's only two places in Georgia that I've been. But it's been a while since I've done anything in Georgia.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like, look, the last project I had a lot of people in Georgia come to North Carolina for the project. So
right. I mean, that ain't too far though. That ain't too far. That ain't that far. What else? What did Robin say? Robin said it gets a bad rap. Power that beat make it seem like it's only low budget, no good movies on it. The majority of movies I watch are pretty good. I don't think it's the Power.
I put on there.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's from the Q&A I put in the chat. Does Tubi get a bad rap for his films? And I personally believe it comes from individuals that will find one or two completely low budget. I done filmed this on the Nokia 5150. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then that's all they know about Tubi.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the same 5 clips, Tubi clips that's floating around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's literally is.
It's the same ones. The same ones. He said my bad, Augusta, with Carlton. You work with Carlton?
Yeah. Big ups to Carlton T. Clay. Yeah. It's been maybe about a year since I've done anything in Georgia though. But I mean, I've done projects all over though, so that's one of the joys of it. I just did something in Jersey at the end of last year in Detroit. About to go to Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's the cool part.
Do you get other quote unquote Tubi stars? Do y'all have a convention or something that y'all? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? They have had a couple of those, but I wasn't involved in it. I did get invited to one of them, but it was a schedule conflict with a production I had already had scheduled. But yeah, they do have stuff like that.
Right. Any Tubi act? I hate using. I hate saying Tubi now, but any
actors,
any actors that you want to work with that, you know what I'm saying, on the independent side. Not. I know everybody want to work with like major Hollywood actors, but on that independent side that you see from doing the same type of films that you do, that you would like to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of them, to be honest. Like a lot of them are doing their thing. I don't want to single anybody out, but it's definitely. I'm the type of person that I just like to collaborate with great people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel that. I mean, I'm right here, so you ain't have to say my name, but you know
what?
I'm right there. What? See? What are you talking about? Why you say it?
What's already understood doesn't need.
Don't need to be said. I'm just saying.
Both of y'all. Both of y'all.
So what is it? So what does it feel like? What was the feeling the first time you finished your first movie, when you looked back and you watched yourself on film? What was that feeling like?
I was just like, dang, I should have did so much better.
I
was like, dang, I'm in a movie.
Yeah.
God damn,
I
felt accomplished though.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just really, really hard on myself, honestly.
Yeah.
And no matter what, I'm just like, a lot of people, like, even one of the people that work at the distribution company, she's like, you know, don't watch it too many times, Nelson. You know you're gonna be like, you hate it. Like I literally be like, I love something and put a comment in the same sentence, and be like, damn, I hate this. Like, I'm just very hard on myself.
So with that, what would you say is your favorite project that you've done so far? I know you mentioned Sudden Passion, but are there any other projects that just stand out to you where you was like, yeah, man, I killed that?
I think the one that's out that I actually wrote and produced is probably Kiss and Tell. Like, I'm really proud of that. I call that my Nip Tuck project. So I actually love Nip Tuck, so that's what inspired me to do that. So that one, because I watched it last night. I was like, dang, yeah, this one. Yeah.
This was that joint.
He's like, I like me too. That's me right there.
And I ran across like a lot of TikToks on it the last couple of days. So I'm like, okay, a lot of people, of course some people ain't gonna like it, but a lot of people did. And it's one of those, like, it's erotic, it's very, very it's sexually driven, but it's deep. It's one of those, it's layered. It's gonna make you think, and then you might have to watch it twice. You might I missed something. Like, what? Oh, like, you know, I like to make things that make you think. So
I'm thinking erotic thriller. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thin line between love and hate.
This guy
mixed with, I don't know what.
You love that. That's
that's my movie. That's my movie. But still, like, I'm thinking, because I love those type, because you said, you know, a lot of times in your movies you have twists, and I'm just thinking, man, an erotic thriller where, you know what I mean, you know, he's nuts, she's nuts, and Tyler Perry's wigs is no longer involved in any of the project. I think would be awesome. I'm just, what? Y'all know every erotic thriller coming out of the Tyler Perry's has somebody got on one bad wig, at least one. So I'm just saying, I think that'll be awesome. That'll be cool, especially with all the plot twists you're doing.
Right.
And
So you telling me
Yeah.
you telling me y'all wouldn't see that and then be like, you know what? I didn't see a bad Tyler Perry wig. Man, I'm
This
so
coming from
blessed
the
with this
person that
opportunity.
think Thin Line in Between Love and Hate is a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
I mean, Lynn Whitfield was a little scary, but nah.
You know what? See,
I said
A
nah.
little-
I'm compromising. I said she was scary, but I'm agreeing with you too. I'm in the middle. I'm neutral.
I accept the compromise.
nah.
I damn
Nope.
don't accept
Nope,
what Dre
nope,
say.
No, she looked like a praying mantis in that whole entire movie. Nah, I'm straight. Nah,
I can't get
just
past
scared.
her. Like when I see her, it's kind of like when I see Kathy Bates. Like when I see her, I can't. All I think about is misery. So when I see
Thank
Lynn
you.
Whitfield, all I think about is her being crazy and
That's
feeling
crazy.
So like
And
you
she
seen
was-
her in green. You seen her in green in was it the Greenwood? I think that's the name
Greenwood,
of the
yeah.
Oh,
show.
Greenleaf.
You saw Greenleaf.
Greenleaf,
You saw her in
yeah.
Greenleaf. It was like she crazy.
Nope. And she was Josephine Baker, but I cannot get past her being that character
Shame
in
on.
Thin Line.
Shame on you and Blue. I'm
Well,
pretty sure you agree
it
too.
will-
Shame on
I
all
do-
three of y'all.
I be shamed. I don't care. I be shamed.
I think of Women's of Bruce's Place when I see her.
I do think,
Which is
yeah.
a great
but this-
movie.
It is a great
No, she-
movie, but then she becomes a psycho. So
No. She's a nice woman though. I actually met Lynn Whitfield. She's a very
See?
nice person. Real
Nice.
life.
Dre.
I didn't say she wasn't nice. She was just scary. She was my Jason Voorhees when I was 16.
Wow. That's a low blow, Dre.
That
That
was
is
a low
nice.
blow, Dre.
Jason, the
You
woman
can't-
whooped herself with an orange, like or a grapefruit. Look at a bag of grapefruit. Who does that? And you telling me that? Man, I'm telling you, Nelson, get on it. We need one of these again. I'm telling you.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, I'm
He
saying,
might-
I'm dead serious because think about it. We were just a bag. Thank you, Fahim. Thank you. Just think about it. Just think about it like this: with all the plot twists you have, and then that person goes absolutely psycho. Man, that'll be. I'm just saying.
I don't know. He might be onto something.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Hear me.
I'm telling you. I'm
Alright.
telling you.
Got a question for you. Since you do a lot of like you said, erotic or sex driven backdrops in your films, how do you get the on-screen chemistry with the opposite, you know what I'm saying, with the opposite sex, things like that?
That's a good question. Sometimes, I have a relationship with them, meaning we're friends, so it's much easier. But it's also been times, I remember when we did Triple Standard, one of the scenes, like I literally just met her, like, and we just got right to it. And so,
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did the deep
was
voice
like-
come out? But like,
but
yeah,
hey, how you
go
doing?
ahead.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
go ahead, go ahead,
yo,
bed.
what's up? Scene.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I
I
don't-
would like to. I'd rather be able to at least build chemistry, spend time with that person a little bit. you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes unfortunately, that's not always possible. So
Don't
you
have
just
that
gotta learn to adapt and just realize, we're here to do a job. Even sometimes you gotta pretend they're somebody else. Like it's different things, that you can
Well,
do to kind of
Lizzo-
tap into it.
Lizzo,
Shut up,
that
Dre.
you my motivation, girl. I ever get one of these movies, girl, Big Lizzo, I'm letting you know. You my motivation.
Oh man.
Any bad experiences?
I was gonna say, have you had any bad experiences with chemistry?
As far as like in a bad experience in general, you're talking about like with the intimate scene.
On the intimate side? Or I mean, both.
I mean, period. Like,
Okay,
has
I'll just make sure I understood the question. As far as like doing an intimate scene, I've never had a bad experience, honestly. Because I've always been blessed to work with some truly talented professional people, so I have nothing to complain about as far as like an intimate scene. As far as like, bad experiences in general, I mean, I think one of the worst things is someone not showing up at the last minute. Then you have to like readapt. You know what I mean? That's probably like one of the worst things, honestly. Because I feel like if person show up you can make it work. But if you just missing, it's like, all right, we back to the drawing boards.
I'm not even gonna lie. The only thing I'd be scared of, I'm not even gonna hold you, is that I'm getting ready to do an intimate scene and Mr. Johnson is on the smoke break. That'll hurt my heart. Like, Mr. Johnson, let's go. Let's get this going. And he like, not today, son.
You don't need Mr. Johnson.
You don't need Mr.
Yeah,
Johnson.
but hey, hold up.
You know that, right?
This ain't
I'm
that
like,
type
what
of thing, man.
This ain't that type of movie.
I'm about to say that actually would be a good thing if he's on a break.
I'm gonna say, you know, you don't need
The
Mr.
opposite is
Johnson.
the bad. The bad thing if it's the opposite.
Damn you,
You
Dre.
gotta talk to yourself.
I'm sorry I had to come in with the foolishness.
Then you had to think of something else.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on now.
Don't mind Dre. Dre is don't
Dre yeah, right. Thank you. Focus.
I am focused.
No, you're not. You're focused on the wrong thing.
What more do you say? He said you got to think. Take me out to the ball game.
He's not even involved in the scene. Okay. Wow.
That's a good thing when he ain't trying to rise for the occasion because he don't need to be rising.
When he forget to come to
I'm
work.
joking. I'm
It's your off day today, homie.
I'm joking. All right. Of course, chat, you can always chime in on some of the questions that you have for Nelson J. Davis, our special guest in the house. Please, chat, do not pay me no attention. You already know how I am. So
Goofy.
That's hilarious. We needed that though. We needed it.
So don't forget to put your questions in the chat for Mr. Davis. And ask whatever, ask away. All right.
Who's the most famous person you have worked with so far?
Oh man.
Us.
See, the thing about that is I don't want to say like a person is more famous than the other because I mean I've been blessed to work with a lot of adult people though. Like I just did a movie with Clifton Powell. Like he played my boss in the movie, so that was really cool. And that was actually my second time being in a movie with him. But this is the first time we actually had interaction in the movie.
Right.
So he played my boss in the movie, so that was cool. I mean, in the past, huh? Yeah, Pinky. You said Pinky? Yeah.
Was he Pinky?
So I mean, in the past, I've worked with people. I mean, Christian Keys, Carl Payne, Jason Weaver.
Okay.
Pooch Hall. I mean, it's been quite a bit. Darren Henson.
Darren's Dance Group?
Huh?
I think that's him.
Yeah.
Darren's Dance Group? That's what we call him. I don't know his real last name.
Yeah.
His name Darren Dance Group.
40 years old and
Stop the yard.
Right. The oldest person in the cast.
Jim Marcus says, where are the top places to promote a project when the lead is melanated?
It's a good question.
Very good.
To promote it, shoot. First of all,
here, let me put that back.
It's a blessing if you can get your lead to actually promote on their social media because nothing like going to their direct audience.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the most frustrating things as a producer, though, is when you have a cast that doesn't promote. And I've been blessed to have some that do, but it's just like if you don't, then you're probably not going to come back because this is a conversation I've heard among people. They're like, well, it's not the actors' responsibility to promote. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. You can believe that, right? But don't expect me to recast you because what value are you bringing to the table?
Right,
exactly.
Like, I'm just being real. Like, there's no hard feelings, but it's just like if you're not gonna promote, then why? You worry about the next project, you ain't promoting this one.
Ain't promoting this one, yeah.
In the age that we're in, that's very important, especially like with streaming. And it's nothing like that direct audience. And I tell people this all the time. Like, you can get somebody with like a whole bunch of followers, or even somebody that's known somewhat, but it's really not benefiting you if they're not taking it to their direct audience. Like if you have somebody with 500,000 followers, that means nothing unless they're gonna say, "Hey, 500,000 followers, go watch this."
Right.
Don't mean that they won't do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Even if you get 10% of that, that's still 50,000 people watching your project.
Right.
You know, so absolutely.
Where you got some that's like, oh, I got all these followers, and then they don't even promote the project. So what am I paying you for using you for? Like, make it make sense to me.
Absolutely. Do you you know, watching Country Wayne's interview on Club Shay Shay and on Shaq's podcast, is that another wave that you're tapping into, the skits that's going on right now? I know Country Wayne is killing it with the skits that he has. He has like 5 different storylines going on right now. Do you see that that's a lane also to go into the skits?
Absolutely. And that kind of stings a little bit for me, because I was actually planning on, doing some of that about a year ago when my page had started monetizing, and then my page just got hacked. And now I'm just like, you know what? Now I can't even monetize. So I'm like, I'm starting all over. Like,
wow.
Both. So I got like, I had like 36,000 on Instagram, and then my Facebook had like 16,000. So they reinstated my Facebook page, but I still don't have access to it. So it's just sitting there. I can't use it. Keep going back and forth with Meta trying to get it. They won't give me my Instagram back. They made me take this little selfie video trying to prove it's me and all this stuff, and they still didn't give me my old page back. So I just gave up. Mind you, I spent thousands of dollars with these people. So they love to communicate with you when you're spending thousands of dollars in ads. As soon as you need some help, nobody's there to be found.
Wow.
I was like, man, I can't wait to go on a platform to put them on blast. Like, I literally spent like $9,000 like the whole year, like doing like boosting posts, like promoting the different films and stuff. Right. And then they snatched my page, and now everybody is nowhere to be found. I contacted the ad people trying to get them to connect me. Oh, we can't help you. You wasn't saying that, but you kept calling me, trying to get me to spend all these hundreds of dollars every week. And now you can't help me. I know I went left, but to answer your question.
But no, this is good information.
That's good information to know, though.
I feel like this skit is definitely dope, and I wanted to do that, but like I said, I can't monetize at this moment, so it's just like
you still got YouTube.
To the side.
Because you still got YouTube.
It's
true. YouTube is, especially with you having a following now, is a big enough platform, because you have not only the YouTube channel to do the skits, you also have YouTube Shorts where you take a minute of the skit, you know what I'm saying, and throw it on there. And the YouTube Shorts is a way to gather your audience. So a lot more people will subscribe to you from a YouTube Short, and then they can go to the actual YouTube channel, the video, to actually watch the video. You know what I'm saying? So that's an excellent way if you ever wanted to get back into the skit or get into the skit game. Because like I said, when Wayne said that he hits 1 million every month from each and every skit is ridiculous.
Right.
All you need, you know what I mean?
Now I got to get into my question. What is a stream? What is a stream worth? A stream. How much is a stream worth? Like, you got the movie on Tubi, you got it on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? How much is a stream? Because nobody, whether it's you doing music, whether you doing film, nobody can really answer that question. Physical, I can tell you how much a CD is or how much a DVD is. A stream is like, poof, what is it?
All right, so that's a little bit complex, but I'm gonna explain the best way that I can get it out. So basically, all right, so platforms such as Tubi is AVOD, which we call AVOD. Is basically an ad-supported video on demand. Is what it means. And there's really not a price per stream, but it's like, because you get paid off of the ad, so it's like you get a price per every 1,000 ads that is played.
Okay.
But that can vary because each ad pays differently. So, I mean, it could be, I'm just shooting examples. It might be $18 for every 1,000 views. I'm just using that as an example. It's not really anything set. So that's why nobody can really ever answer the question, because it's like it's really kind of all over the place. And then sometimes depending on what kind of content you have, depends on what kind of ad placement is playing during the movie, and then certain ads pay more than others. Depending on how many views you already have, they might have a ad that is worth more because it's like a bidding process. Like it's a lot that kind of goes into that. So it's not really a answer per stream.
And you're just at the mercy of whatever that fast channel is, their advertisers. So like
basically.
Right. Okay.
All right. So this is a question from the chat. What would you like to see in the future? And I guess he's saying you know what you're doing. What would you like to see yourself in the future? I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. More streams, better movies, more streams, higher production value. That's all I can ask for. And I feel like I'm doing that slowly but surely. Like it's just a marathon.
Do you want a Hollywood big budget film?
That's what I say.
I'm not really pressed for that. I'd rather keep doing indie and they just get higher end indie. Like I'm really not pressed for that. Like
so
a lot of people
on Tyler Perry Studios.
They gonna put him a wig on.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because it really aggravates me. A lot of people, I know they mean well, but I can't stand when people be like, "Oh, you're gonna make it one day. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that." I don't want to do any of those things you're talking about.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
like
because
like what?
You're happy where you're at.
And
you
just
want to see yourself. Yeah, you're happy with where you're going, but
I'm never
doing what you're doing
based off of Hollywood. That's
exactly because being independent, you get to create whatever you want to create.
Right.
Once you become Hollywood, you know, you're at the mercy of the studio. Yeah, you're at the mercy of the studio, and then you might have a project that they shelve. You might say, "Hey, this is a project, yada yada yada," and they be like, "Oh, that's cute." And throw it right in the back.
Doing no erotic thrillers.
Right, exactly. And then next thing you know,
come out already this year. You were good on that.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, they got you a Jamaican wig on, and you a thug in some movie that you didn't even sign up. How did I get here?
True.
You know what I mean? But I'm not lying.
And
you know,
I'm too
because that's
rebellious for that. Like I like to do what I want to do, and and a lot of people they be so impressed by the wrong things. I'm just like, y'all think that these people have all this money, and a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't, and we're finding that out more and more.
Because they borrowing from banks and all of that to be able to fund these features, and then be like, well, it didn't make the money that we thought it was gonna make, so you get this just a little bit amount and not the money that's actually owed. I had a good friend of mine, Charles Allen, which hopefully we'll get him on the show soon too, who was a writer in Hollywood, said the same exact thing. He was a writer for some shows on what's the black channel now? TV One.
Oh, TV One. Okay.
On TV One, yeah, he wrote for a couple of comedy shows on TV One. He was like, "Bro, it ain't what you think." You know what I'm saying? I'm in there with Omar Gooden and all these particular people and yada yada yada, and still not getting paid because of the
Jack though.
Yeah, exactly. So
the writing room is like 10 people, so they got to split all that. Right? And then you still got to pay your fees and all of this. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on. So I agree with you. Now, if you got the freedom to do what you want to do and you're good, then all I need is this trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Camera and all of this gets better, whatever the case may be, or the production value gets better. That's all that really matters. So I like that. Fahim said you may have. Oh, go ahead. I just got a question to piggyback off of that. Now, would you sell a script to Hollywood to where, like, you're not acting in it or whatever, but would you sell a script to Hollywood to a big studio or something like that?
I definitely would, depending on, and I try not to do this, try not to get emotionally attached to things, but, if it's a passion project, it's like, nah, I got to do this. But if it's just something that I go into a situation like, okay, this is a business deal, then yeah, absolutely. Not just any script, but I definitely would do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead,
So Fahim said, you may have answered this, but what's your inspiration during a role production? Where does the artistic drive come from? That's a good question because I was actually going to ask that too.
A lot of times, it just be real life stuff. Like it doesn't necessarily have to happen to me, but I might have witnessed it. I might have seen it on the news, and then I just kind of take maybe just a little bit of that, and then I'll build on that. I'm like, well, what did this happen because of this? It's kind of like I'm just all about art imitating life. So I was telling a few people this story about the most recent movie I did was one of the most recent movies I did was Kiss and Tell, and I literally took something that I witnessed when I was like 11, and I kind of built off of that to write the movie. Because basically, all right, I don't want to go too far left. I just want to tell you a little bit. So when I was like 11 years old, I was going to like the Boys and Girls Club, and like there was this dude. He had a girlfriend. He was like 13. His girlfriend was like 14, and his older brother was like 21, and he basically started dating his little brother's girl. So like I basically took that, and I was like, yo, what if he wanted to get revenge because his brother did this to him?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's how I wrote Kiss and Tell, like that. Just to give an example, this is
erotic thriller is coming, Nelson. Let's go. I'm telling you, the erotic thriller is coming.
Hold on. Mika, what happened now?
That kind of it was like reverse. Like I'm the older sister, and I was dating somebody, and my younger sister took him from me. Yeah, she took my boyfriend, and I remember I woke up and like they was talking on the phone and everything. I picked up a TV and I threw it at her.
Hold up, you picked a floor model TV up and threw how strong?
Not a floor model TV.
A TV.
That TV
is heavy.
Little 13-inch TV that used to be in the room back in the day.
The one that played the box. And it had the antennas on it. It only played the box.
With the foil?
Wow.
Sometimes.
Man,
no, but that's wild. But
kind of personal.
Little sister, how much? What's the age gap between you and your sister?
Oh no, me and my sister are like a year and a half apart. So
that's not as bad. See, this was really bothering me because this dude was like a grown man.
He is grown, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
she took my. Know her name ain't fake.
You can relate to it. You need to watch Kiss and Tell. You can relate to it. There you go.
No, I feel like I'm gonna get triggered, and then I'm gonna call my sister and be like, "Hey, you remember that dude you stole from me when I was in high school and you was in middle school? Let's talk about it."
Oh man!
Wow. All right. So Chill put, I meant what platform needs to see it, but I can see why social media following needs to promote. That's a given. So what platforms are we talking about? Free? Was it Freevee? You got Tubi. You have Amazon. There's another one I'm missing. Vizio, Roku TV. Yeah, Roku TV.
The Roku channel.
Everybody got a TV.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do want to say this as well. A lot of people they say these things about these platforms like it's YouTube and you upload it. They're not automatically going to accept the movie. So I do want to say that, not to discourage, but that's not how this works. And a lot of people have this like thought that I'm going to put it on this place when it doesn't work like that. They're all very, very selective at this point. It used to be easy to get on a lot of places. Even Amazon cracked down, Tubi's cracked down. Like it's not like I'm gonna put my movie up there, upload. So you have to go through like a distributor or an aggregator, and then they have to like pitch these projects and they have to select it, and it's a lot. Not to discourage anyone. I just want people to understand that it's not just a upload release. Like, it doesn't work like that.
You hear that, Dre? So whatever you got in your head ain't gonna make it on Tubi. Okay.
First of all, don't you tell me what the Lord has already told me that I will make it.
I already told you.
Jesse Jackson told me.
I said what I said.
Dre gonna be good. He gonna be good, man.
I'm good. Jesse Jackson said I am somebody. Mika might be hating.
When Jermaine Jackson said the devil is a liar.
When Jermaine Jackson told me to slick my hair back, so you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to Jermaine. All right. So Aisha says, what's your best advice for upcoming Black artists, directors, producers wanting to make it in the industry?
Like I said before, get started. Like, I know that sounds cliche, but you need to just get started. Like, decide what you want to do and what's going to be your first step. Do that first project. Just do it. Write it.
Do it.
Do it. Like, just literally, like, you can't just sit around and wait. You have to go out and do it, because that's the only way you're gonna learn so much. You're gonna make connections. Like, literally, just by just going out there and doing it, so much is gonna happen from it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Aisha, it does sound like Samuel L. Jackson every time that I hear it in my head. So don't be a hater. If God sound like Samuel L. Jackson, would y'all listen to him?
No.
Y'all are haters. Y'all are haters. Jesus, y'all hate.
My
boy.
Jesus sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Your Jesus sounds like Morgan Freeman.
In the beginning.
Oh,
All right. So
I had another question.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask was there any more questions or comments that we're gonna get to?
Shit, now you made me forget. Hold on. When approaching a role, or better yet, have you had any projects where you had a time, like a time crunch, time budget situation, to where you was up against the wall, you might have had to rush cut corners or anything like that, like, or do you take the time to do a project and just because you are independent? You see what I'm saying? Do you get my question? Like,
yeah, I absolutely get your question. So it definitely used to be like that in the beginning. Like I said, you got to get started. I remember we used to shoot a movie 3 days, the whole movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I try not to shoot a movie in less than eight full days, and even that's stretching it. But with me, especially when I'm in the movie, I'm just big on planning. Like, I literally will start like pre-production on a movie a minimum of 65 days before we actually shoot. So I like to plan every detail. Like,
Yeah.
I have a vision board. I
couple
know exactly what I want things to look like, and this is how I want it lit. Like, I have meetings with my team, so this is all about planning and preparation. I mean, of course you're gonna get hiccups, but it helps so much just by planning. Even with micro budget, but when you have a plan. I don't storyboard, but I do like a vision board instead. Like, I'll create a scene based off of like some screenshots and stuff that I saw in another project similar, how I want to set up. A lot of people, they'll do, the storyboarding, but I just do things a little bit differently because it works for me. But I mean, I know that's probably the more conventional way to do it. But I do like a mood board and stuff like that for the different scenes, like how I want it lit and the angles that I want and things like that.
So are you heavy in the editing process? Are you there editing also, or are you letting a team do that for you?
So I like to do like the editing. Like, I'll cut it together how I want it. I don't let anybody touch that, and then I'll send it off to get color graded and like any visual effects. But I do like the foundation work. Like, I put it all together. And then I have a team that does the sound effects and the sound design, and I have a composer that does the score. But I like to do like the foundation, and then I send it out to different people I have on my team, and then they'll return it back to me, and then I'll kind of combine everything.
Fahim said, "What's the average production value for your for the first timers to stay under?"
Now, when you say production value. Right now, like, production value is like, what does it look like it's worth, though? Not so much of a budget. I mean, you want your production value to be high as possible.
Budget.
Yeah, I think he just means
the budget.
Okay. That it's so many things that come into play, like the genre, etc. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't spend, if it was me, I wouldn't spend more than $5,000 on my first movie. That's what I'm gonna say.
What was it? The movie Malcolm and Marie. They grayscaled the whole entire movie. It was like almost not one continuous shot, but it was all shot within the house, within basically the same, probably within a week. And I don't think that movie cost, no more than $10,000. I think it was probably maybe cheaper than that. Is that what you're saying? Hey, if you're gonna do an independent film, do something, central location, not too many different things, and keep it as tight as we could possibly keep it. Is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yep. Like write to your budget, like, hey, I'm gonna spend this much, and then you write to your budget and write to your resources. Like some stuff might not cost you anything, so incorporate those. Like sit down with what you have access to already or what you can afford, and then kind of come up with the story. Keep your characters to a minimum too. I mean, it's a lot of entertaining things you can do. It's a challenge, but I mean that's the cool part though. When you're trying to make something work for a low budget, that you have. I think you're forced to be more creative when you have those type of restrictions. Of course, we all want a big budget, but you know what I'm saying.
I was gonna ask, do you actively seek projects that push the budget, like when, like you're saying, like you're sometimes there's stuff that you want to just have in your budget. Do you actively seek those type of projects that is gonna go a little bit out, maybe go a little bit outside of your budget?
So you asked. I'm trying to make sure I understand the question. So you're saying, do I seek projects that I think are going to be higher than what my budget is?
Yeah. When you're writing your story, you're writing it out, and you're like, know what, I want to do this, but push it. Do you still be like, you know what, forget it, we're just gonna go for it?
Yes. Yeah. Hold on one second. Jeez. AirPods real quick. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Had to swap real quick. Yeah, and it's funny because I just did a movie. It's called 3Play. It's actually like the sequel to Triple Standard. And when we did it, there was this house that I wanted to use. Like the house is a beautiful house, and the house is like all glass. It's a tree house. It was built around a tree, and like the whole thing's glass. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna look so good on camera. And then when I started doing the budget, I'm just like, dang, I could get another house for like 1/10 this price, but it ain't gonna look like this. So I was like, I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, tell me to do it. Like, she was like, you're gonna wish you did it, so you just do it. I'm like, all right, because I'm.
As at one time, he's just like, F the budget.
Pay
for it later.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess to piggyback off of Mika's question, how often does the budget dictate what you're doing?
Right.
In the beginning, a lot, but I think it comes with growth. Now it's just like it's more of it there than before. You know what I mean? So,
it's because you know now what you can get away with, what you can and can't do, and what looks good, what doesn't look good.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to pull up. These are, excuse me, just a few of the movies Mr. Nelson J. Davis is in. So you could just type in his name and you will see some of these movies pop up in there. So make sure that you guys are going to Tubi and checking them out. Diary of a Unicorn. You know what I'm saying? And all these other movies. The Assistant, I know that is something that Mika kept saying, yo, you know what I'm saying? Check that out. So make sure you guys are checking out. I mean, the man is
Spanish. I was like, hold on, he got the Spanish version of The Assistant.
Yeah, they do have it's in Espanol.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are checking them out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got I mean just ton of movies and not the movies. And that's the amazing thing is that we do have brothers and sisters out here that are creating. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing we need to do is support these people and stop looking at they're on Tubi. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because they could be nowhere robbing you right now because they should be on Tubi acting. But now I gotta rob you because I need a bologna sandwich tonight. So make sure you guys are supporting. No, I'm not saying that. That's racist. But I'm saying, make sure you guys are supporting, our brothers and sisters that are out here creating, no matter what the platform is. Stop looking at that platform because you've seen one or two really low budget films. They got a few black folk in it. And down in that, let's go ahead, let's support these people. They're doing amazing jobs, and you know what I'm saying. And if we can be able to build them up, just great. Just think of how great we could be with what our creation. So yeah, absolutely, Raymond Coat. Secure the bag
British,
too.
The British girl in it. Is she really British?
No, she's very talented. She had a great accent. Very up to Madison.
Oh,
yeah.
She fooled. She fooled.
Yeah, she did a great job with that.
Okay. Well, salute to her. Salute to her. She fooled. Because
So,
when she called you a nigga with that I was like, oh.
Top row.
Oh,
Oh, if you said it was secure the bag, it was secure the bag too.
Yes.
Yes.
Secure the
So
bag.
if you,
He was
so
about to
make
shoot a panda and she showed up.
so make sure you guys are checking out. It's right there, right in the middle. Secure the bag too. Is that the young lady who was who played the British accent?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So make sure you
Is that the
guys.
only shit that you've done with her?
No, we actually have another movie out that we did together too. It's called Behind Enemy Lines, but that was on another streaming platform called Reveal.
She's not British in that though.
Nah, she's not British in that.
All right.
Said the entanglement. You know what I'm saying? There's the reason why I'm saying make sure that we support, because there's so many white creators that get the support from everywhere, and then we'll look at something like you know what I mean, just for a dumb reason. So like I said, you know how we could get, you know what I mean. So, like I said, this brother has over 30 projects on Tubi. So that means you have an opportunity to watch one or two of those movies, supports his brand. You know what I'm saying? More, of course you could binge watch or whatever, but just supporting what he does, you know what I'm saying, is a thing that we need to do. Because I said, these white, we always complain, why don't we have nothing? Why don't we have nothing? Well, there's 30 movies to choose from, and not one of them. Matter of fact, you do you see a bag wig here? No, you don't. So you ain't got nothing to complain about. In my Stephen A. Smith voice, you don't have to complain. You got it right there. So let's just make sure that we're supporting. We're supporting, most definitely.
I appreciate that.
You went too far.
Master.
I did go.
So I know I have a question about one movie, and it's the movie that Dre just Quarantine Relationship. That was filmed in one location because it's supposed to take place during COVID. So
yeah, we did film it during COVID.
Oh, okay. So how did we comparing it to the other movie that Dre mentioned earlier, where it was filmed in one central location? How was the dynamic during that whole filming process? Filming it during COVID.
Right. So yeah, that was crazy. So I didn't produce that film. I was just the actor in it, but yeah, it was cool because we were just basically just that one location, because we weren't even allowed to be maneuvering around the city. I think they had just gave us permission to have like small groups at that time when we filmed it. So I'll never forget. I mean, people was going in on my haircut in the comments on YouTube. I'm just like, we filmed this in COVID. Like, what? They had a whole argument. It was like another girl. They was like, it was in COVID and his hair looks fine. She was like, well, he could have had his stylist there. Like, girl, what part? You don't understand.
It's COVID.
It was during COVID.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to be during COVID. Like, we weren't like shooting it as if it was during COVID. Like, it literally was during COVID.
Was any of the scenes improvised, or was it just like, hey, y'all did everything from script, or was it?
I want to say a cool 95% was from the script. I mean, we had permission to be, a little bit flexible as long as our scene partner was cool. But it wasn't like one of those movies where they just threw us.
Yeah,
I don't do those. I actually turned down a few of those. I don't do improv.
Yeah, you don't do nobody throwing you a sticky note and say this is your scene.
Nah.
And
I literally just turned a few projects down like that. I was just like, nah. I mean, some people, they can do that, and I mean, it's not even that I can't. It's just that I don't want to. Like, no.
That was my lane. I came from improv. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with
So,
it.
I did
about.
stage play and improv. Huh?
You don't know
Okay.
like a whole movie of improv.
I can. Well. I mean, when we did the when I filmed with Charles Allen, the two skits that we did, it was all improv. It took a day, but I could just imagine. You know what I'm saying? That was just 7 minutes at the most of material, but an hour and a half.
Yeah,
that's
different. In skit, I would do something like that, but I'm not about to do a whole movie. I'm like, are y'all giving me writer's credit? Like, what?
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how they. I see what they tried to do. They not slick. They didn't want to pay you to be a writer. I see what they did.
Yeah, I mean, I can always just hand you a sticky note, be like, you are this person, and go.
Yeah,
He did.
it's funny because you usually can tell those type of movies, and those be a lot of those movies that people be talking about too. Tubi movies.
So hood.
You shooting the gun sideways and it curved around a tree and hit the. Yeah, come on. Come on. Okay, Fahim said, is there any Black United artists groups or any plans to develop one? Do you want to be a part of something like that? That's a good question.
Yeah, I think that would be. I would love to be a part of something like that, but I don't. It takes more than just one person. You got to get with people that got to realize that we're not against each other. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they want to win, but they just don't want you to win. They want to win, but they don't want you to win as much as them. That's a lot of people's mentality. That's the problem. Just a matter of connecting with the right people. I think it's possible.
Absolutely. And Aisha says, for an up-and-coming actor, is it important to join a union like SAG-AFTRA, or is it not worth it?
I don't really like to say one way or another on that. All I can say is what works for me. For me, I'm SAG eligible, but I'm not gonna go SAG because I'm not gonna pay money to make less money. Like, then you're confined to only doing union projects, and you see what's happened. They were just on strike and all. They didn't have nothing to do with us. We were still working. So I mean, it does have a lot of benefits and protection and all of that. So I would never tell anybody don't join the union. All I can say is I'm not in the union and why I'm not in the union. So I don't want people to be like, well, the union is better because you get this insurance, this protection, and yada yada yada. But I will say, if I did join SAG, I wouldn't even be able to do 98% of the work that I've done.
Exactly. Right. Being independent. That's what it's really about. That's what it's really about.
Do you still work a regular job, or are you just full-time doing movies and
fully? I do movies full-time.
See, he ain't got to be like me. You know what I'm saying? Slanging down in these streets until I get my break.
Well, quit set up a trap house.
Stop looking at me like that, Meek. I see that face. How many interviews a week do you do?
Kind of. They go in spikes. We did 1 minute, and the next thing you know, you got a lot coming back to back. But to be honest, I've been having to. I got a lot of things pending and trying to work it out because it's been a few people that have reached out, but it's just schedules don't match. Like when they wanting to do it on, they either on set or have a table reset. It's just a matter. I try to work with everyone that wants to do stuff like that. It's just sometimes schedule conflicts happen. So I'm glad we were able to make this work. Glad y'all had me.
Shout out to Mika G. Because Mika the one who hooked it up. So shout out to Mika for getting this all hooked up. Yeah, she the famous one. I'm over here. I'm over here struggle streaming. You know what I'm saying? While Mika over here live in effect.
Yeah, Mika G.
Look, I can't help it if I'm nice to people.
Or you laughing in the fact?
Yeah. Mickey G. Live in the
Can't stand you. No, the reason I started watching Nelson's movies, and I was like, okay, well, let me see if he got social media, and I actually was following the original page that before he lost it, and I had never reached out. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be that person, like, yay, like, and then but then when he got his new page, I commented on something he posted on his story or whatever, and he reached back out, and that's why I was asking about the fan interaction, is because he will interact with you if you come at him the right way. Like, don't come sideways. I'm pretty sure he'd be like, yes, I ain't talking to that. But it like over time, like I mean, even though half the time I'd be saying, like, I'd be like laughing and goofing off most of the time, it's just building that relationship and building that professional relationship. And then so so when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, yeah, here you go.
No, I appreciate it.
Shut up, Blue. I ain't say, hey, I want to be in one of your movies. I never said that.
I would. I'm like, hey, man, I need a part.
Actually,
where can I fit in?
You know what? No, I'd rather hear that than some of the other stuff that.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Now I want to know, what do you hear?
Yeah, before we start wrapping it up, what's the
cheeseburgers?
I gotta ask, what is the wildest thing you have heard from social media? Somebody who's trying to get on. What's some of the wildest?
This ain't no kid friendly show, man. Go ahead.
Right, this ain't no kid friendly show.
Yeah, you can say what they really said.
The thing is, I don't even know like what's the wildest, because there's some that are neck and neck. Like it's some pretty wild things though. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Now I think what happens is, and I mean I get it. They look at some of these movies and then they think, I'm like, this person for real. I guess
they coming from. It's coming from women. Let's be real. Is it coming from the women?
Yeah, 95%.
He said they be neck and neck.
Some of these dudes be
Dre, he said neck and neck.
Too. So,
oh wow!
One dude was ready to give me his wife too.
What?
That just happened a couple weeks ago. I think, and I'm only talking about this because I screenshotted it and I posted it because I thought it was funny. He was like, "Yeah, he was like, I want you to be with my wife and all this crazy stuff." Like, mind you,
that is wild.
Now, mind you, this wasn't in my inbox. This was in my comments.
This was in the comment section?
Yeah, this was in the comments. So that's why I don't really feel bad talking about it, because I don't. But the number one question is, to be honest, the number one question I get it all day, every day is, you got OnlyFans? Like, that's the number one.
Wow.
They
be like, you're nasty.
Different level, not the only.
They be saying some wild stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. They be saying crazy stuff. But I get crazy pictures. Oh, it's wild.
Do they be
just
crazy?
imagine.
Like, what you mean crazy? When you say crazy, do it be some good ones?
You know what he mean when he say crazy?
Oh yeah, you're
right.
I know what he mean.
Crazy.
Just a little
Can you rate me from 1 to 10?
You get that?
No, that ain't what I'm talking about.
What you think you could do
Look,
with these
that was
chicks?
the PG version of it.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Man.
You think you could put some butter on these yams?
Can you do to me what you did in that one movie?
Definitely, that comes a lot. That comes a lot. It does.
Oh,
so like I said,
man,
I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even. I'm not even. It comes with the territory. I ain't even mad. That's love. But it be. Yeah.
Have you ever worked with some of those? Has that ever worked?
Nah.
You can't. I was about to say, I don't think you can get the crazy person off the.
No. All right. So what I'm saying is, I had to think about it because it's like, okay, stuff like that's happened, but it didn't happen before I worked with him. It happened
after you work with them,
I'm like,
and then you're like, ah! boy.
So let me get this very,
Not
let me
that
make this very
screen.
clear. Let me make this very clear. I don't do the casting couch thing. I don't take sexual favors for roles. And
Yeah, we leave that to Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't
Casting
do that.
couch.
I'm pretty sure
casting
some of your
couch.
DMs is like, hey, I'm just trying to be in your next movie so you can clap these cheeks.
Oh, verbatim.
Damn.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. They were like, I've seen 30 movies. I think I think I'm qualified now. What's
After
up?
5, she was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, it's love though. It's love though.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So where Nelson J. Davis, where can they find you at on social media? I know you you had some issues with one social media. Where can they find you at on your social media now?
Okay, Instagram is at the Nelson J. Davis. Twitter, yeah. Twitter is just at Nelson J. Davis. Now Twitter, they have no chill for real. That's a whole
Oh,
beast
we know
of its
that.
own.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole
Everybody
nother
know
beast.
that.
Twitter followers.
Yeah, that's a
they
whole
just
nother
be-
beast.
This is.
It's porn.
I think
on
I
there.
posted a
It's
tweet.
whole nother-
I posted a tweet the other day. Some chick, she was like, what she said? She was like, I know at Nelson J. Davis got to be big. I was watching the movie. I was hoping for a slip up.
Wow.
Like, these are tweets. Now, I'm saying I don't feel
Wow.
bad about repeating things that are in public because it wasn't in my DMs. This was for the public. Twitter be wild.
See, this why I'm not on Twitter. This is exactly why I'm not on Twitter.
Twitter was, they literally would just play the video under your comment. They don't want to put in your DM. Here's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
What's happening?
Look, some people some people I
they
can't
wilding
even
over there.
retweet. Sometimes I can't even retweet because I don't like their username or their password or their profile picture. The username might be like, come clap these cheeks 22. I'm like, I don't want to read.
You don't even want to like it because if you like it, your friends know. The people following you like, boy, Nelson J. Davis, boy, he keep liking, clap them cheeks 29. I don't know what's going on here.
That is wild.
Yeah, Twitter be snitching. Twitter be snitching.
Twitter will
like,
snitch
I
on
don't
you.
want everybody knowing what I'm liking and stuff, but I don't care. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Nelson J. Davis, Instagram at the Nelson J. Davis, on Facebook.
Right.
Search Nelson J. Davis. And you know what I'm saying? I'm very interactive. I actually have a dope fan club. So big ups to my fan group on Facebook, Mr. Tubi, Nelson J. Davis. So if you're on Facebook, big ups to them. Big ups to Cherish, who's the club president. You know what I'm saying? It's a fan ran group, but I'm very interactive in that. Big ups to them. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Mika G, Blue, what do you got coming up for us this week?
Man, I don't have
He said, I
nothing.
ain't got nothing.
Tomorrow is the Jonathan Majors sentencing.
It's sentencing, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll be doing something on that. I saw what you did this morning, Dre. That was dope. But yeah, I ain't got nothing, man. We in rehearsals right now. Got the play coming up at the end of February, and then I do got a quick question. Would you ever want to do a series like a sitcom type situation? You know, you produce it, do it yourself, things of that nature.
Absolutely. The thing is, I don't know. I think it's just the format in the way my brain is set up. I did a series one time, and it was really written like a movie. Every episode ended like, and this continued to the next one. So I was just like, I might as well just keep doing movies. But I do want to do a series though. It's just going to cost a little bit more, so that's the main reason why I hadn't done it, because it's going to take just a little bit more. But it is like on my bucket list. It's probably going to be one of the movies that I do. It's going to be like a spinoff of one of the movies and it turn into a series or something like that. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I asked that because I don't see a lot of, independent sitcoms or dramas. You know what I'm saying, on the Tubis or Roku and things like that. We get a lot of movies, just not series. And I'm like, I think
Right.
series would be dope, like an actual serialized. You know what I'm saying?
I
Series
agree.
would be- So, but yeah, I don't have nothing coming up, Trey. You can go to Mika, man. Mika, what you got?
Mika, what you
Mm.
got?
So Tuesday, Popcorn in Your Beard, we are reviewing the movie Nope.
Nope.
We're doing
Nope.
Because we're doing Black directors for Black History Month, so we are going to be reviewing Nope. And I finally got my the role I'm going to be playing in this upcoming movie.
Is it a secret? Can you say it? As long as it ain't like crackhead number 3 or prostitute number 5.
No, I'm gonna be playing somebody's. I'm gonna be playing somebody's sister. So
Prostitute number 5.
yeah, it happens.
He said, "Wait a minute, hold up, not
You just came
prostitute
out.
number 5.
It happens.
Now, we gonna skip 1 through 4. We're going straight to 5.
Yeah.
This is where you at.
I was like, well, dang, can she at least be number 1?
No, I can't be the top.
You the one on the Chappelle show said, "This all I got, Daddy. Is this Mr. Frank is looking lonely."
No, so yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Popcorn in Your Beard. Well, Blues House Live.
Yeah, we will.
I was gonna say, Blue.
I mean, he
you
said-
keep forgetting plugging your own show.
But he said he ain't
I
got
don't have-
nothing.
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing Thursday for that.
But
We don't know
what we're doing, but we still doing Blues House Live, like we
Blues
always do.
House
Every
Live
Thursday.
is gonna be blackity black. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the first episode of Black History Month, so it's gonna be super blackity black. So yeah, Blues House Live Thursday. Catch us at 8 at Blues House on YouTube. You know where you can find us at.
Okay.
For sure.
Absolutely. And then you already know what it is. Dre Mike Show coming back at you in the morning, 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. Make sure you guys are checking in. I've already done the video with my expectation for Jonathan Majors. I am going to do a follow-up on Wednesday morning after we found out the sentencing, the appeal, all of that. So make sure that you check us out on check it out on Wednesday. But tomorrow, I'm going to talk about how Marvel was disjointed with all the writers and directors and the reason why the Marvel film sucked. That's coming tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning, 8:30 Central Time.
I told you that already.
Eastern Time.
I told you. So you're just gonna
But
rehash what you've been saying for the past 2-3 years?
We didn't ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna rehash it.
We didn't ask Mr. Davis if he had anything that was out right now that we should be watching.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I just blew past.
That's why Mika's on the show, y'all. That's why she on the show.
What you got out right now?
All right. So my latest movie, check it out. It's called Triple Standard. It's on Reveal. It's another free app. Check it out. It's the number 4 movie. We were number 1 on the platform for like 4 weeks straight. Number 4 now, so make sure you check that out. And of course, Kiss and Tell is the latest one out on Tubi. And, that's
Anything upcoming you got that you're working on? Ready to put out?
I go to Vegas in 2 weeks and we shoot Life of a Bull, which kind of goes into it's in the same franchise as Diary of a Unicorn, which is out right now. So it's
Okay, so y'all gonna do all unicorns, bulls. What's next after that? Property
Giraffe.
of the- you know what I'm saying? Like
Giraffe.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Why was Unicorn shot in Vegas? Is the whole thing Vegas? Okay.
Yeah, so Bobby and Renee people, it's their movie. So it's a franchise. It got Diary of a Unicorn. The second one was called Memoirs of a Vixen, and that's starring your girl with the British accent, Madison. She plays in that. She's the lead in that.
Okay,
and then the third franchise is the third in the
Well,
franchise.
you starting to
Life
light.
of the Bull.
You starting to light up, Blue. You like her, don't you? Your eyes you got that look in your eye, my brother. As you can
Yeah, you
get,
might
can
want to
you
go check
elaborate
that
with
one
that?
out too. Then.
Well, he can't wait, boy. That smile he got on his face, he can't wait.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Tubi. It's called Memoirs of a Vixen. So I show
seen
up
that
in
one.
it, but she the lead, so you might like that.
You say I show up, but she.
I seen that one.
What's
So
that?
it's all Memoirs of a Vixen.
Was it good?
And I seen Diary of a Unicorn too.
Okay. See, Life of a Bull is based off of my character. I play the same character in both of those, so it's basically following my character this time.
Right, so it's like almost like a spin-off of this character in his adventures, right? Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. All right.
And
Well,
the
what's
next
up,
one, I'm
Eliza?
divorced now, so I'm having fun.
I bet. That's why I said it's gonna be Diary of a Giraffe next.
Diary of a Giraffe. You know what?
Boy.
The spine's real simple. B. Wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
So Eliza said, or it's Eliza. She said
Eliza.
London. So what is up? What's up? What's up?
Hi,
You got that accent? Hey, Eliza, you got that accent?
What was you trying to say?
What's up with you in this accent, Blue?
Look, you got the twinkle in your eye.
It was done. Hey, I'm just saying, man. Let's wrap it up. We good. We good.
Yeah. You need to take 5.
Did she type? Did she type in the accent? I don't know.
Yeah.
She might have did.
I cannot.
The way they
Fahim stupid. He's even like got neck.
Yeah.
She said, "Give her your best English accent."
You're looking at the wrong one. I'll have to go. I don't have that.
I can't
That
even
ain't-
give you an
I
American
sound too
accent.
much like a Jamaican, so I can't do it.
Nah. If I can't even get, according to Chillmonger, I can't even get American English right. So
wow.
That's sad.
Chillmonger already know what I said to him on X. So and then Blue gonna let him. Hold on, wait a minute. And Blue let him do it. All on the video, giggling and cheesing. Boy, y'all cold. Boy, y'all cold piece of work. Boy, I swear to God.
Yeah, nah. Let's wrap it.
All right.
My English is in the trash. Nah.
All right. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Blur AF. We do appreciate it. Thank you to our very special guest, Nelson J. Davis. Give him a round of applause for coming in.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
We're supposed, to, have,
with
we're
us.
supposed to actually have applause, but Dre's
I know,
too cheap to get us the sound
Applause
effect.
button, man.
So we have to actually.
First of all, I tried to get y'all soundboard and it didn't work. So I'm out.
Wrong one. Hold on. Let me see. I think I might have.
See, what was that?
I'll get that. That's all I got.
That's all Blue got.
That's all I
That's
got.
all we got.
That's all we got. It's not in our budget.
Yeah, it ain't in the
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my budget real cheap.
It worked.
At $49.90
know.
at $49 a month. That's what I'm trying to keep my budget at.
I ain't
So,
mad at you.
but again, thank
We
you so very
appreciate you.
much.
We do.
We really do appreciate you, Nelson, for dropping in and hanging with us and dropping all these jewels and nuggets. Yes, Chillmonger. Shout out to Lori Italiano also at the Business Insider, which she dropped the other day. So, of course, like I said, we'll be continue to cover the Giant the Majors, sentencing and everything, appeal, everything that comes out with Giant the Majors on the case. I will be covering. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And we'll get that done. From my host, Mika G, hold on, wait a minute. The other one, Bluminati. Make sure you're checking out Blues House Live. Make sure you're checking out Popcorn in Your Beard. And make sure you're checking out the Dre Max Show. Until next time, we holler at y'all later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Have a good rest of your Monday. Let's get up out of here. Let's go. See, you know what, Chill? I don't like you. Let me get out of here before I had to put him in the figure 4 leg lock.